grammar book, and this is a Black American. It's probably one of the only, if not the only, grammar books that you'll find written by a Black American. So I'm going through the different types of words in a Medu lecture. The first one here is phonograms. Phonograms can be described as those elements in nature used to represent a phoneme syllable or whole word. The elements used to express the language of Kemet are well suited for this purpose, primarily because of their pictorial quality. The picture script has led to some people to the false conclusion that it is picture writing. In picture writing, the object depicted picture and the meaning are always the same. However, in this language, the object depicted can represent a totally different and often abstract concept. One example of this is the horned viper. We see a picture of the horned viper here. It does not always represent a horned viper, but an F. In some instances, the horned viper signifies the third person masculine suffix he, him, his, or even the neuter it or its, only if occupied by a stroke. This is here called a stroke determinative, which is right here under it. Does it represent a horned viper? The stroke determinative will be discussed in more detail in lesson 15. The monoliteral is a symbol that represents one letter. There are 25 monoliterals, and to render the individual phonograms of Kemet into English with comprehensive sound, the appropriate IPA, International Phonetic Association symbols, are used in this text. Linguists have developed the IPA alphabet system to, as far as possible, represent all of the consonantal sounds used in the various languages of math. These symbols can be found in the fourth column of the chart on the following page. This is just a picture of the conference here in Cairo to explain how they developed the IPA. Phonographs of Kemet, the monoliteral list. Now we start with the hieroglyph, the cursive, and then the demotic. Right? They're just different scripts of the same language. So the first one here is a vulture. This is the IPA symbol. Tells you it's an African vulture. Tells you it's an A as in father. You have the flowering reed. This is the hieroglyphic, and this is the other two scripts. This is the IPA symbol, and it's pronounced E as in easy. It's a double reed in all three scripts, and it's the two flowering reeds. Y as in happy. You have the forearm and hand. You'll see it in the three different scripts. This is the IPA symbol, and it says Ain as in Southern English. I ain't gonna do it. This is the quill chick here. You see it in three different scripts. It represents the IPA symbol is W or U. In the beginning of a word, it's a W. In the middle or the end, it's a U. This is a foot and a calf. You see it here in three different scripts. It represents a B. And it tells you the B is pronounced with implosion. B. This is a P in all three scripts. It's a foot to say it's a footstool, as with the English P, but more fully aspirated, like P. It's a horned viper. We know that's an F. F as in English father. This is an M right here. No, this is the M here, and it's a horned owl. You see it in the two different scripts. An M, bilabial nasal occlusive. Let's go down a little bit more. It's a ripple of water, and it's an N. You see here it's a ripple of water. N is more epiglottal nasal occlusion. N. This is a mouth, And it's pronounced R here, the other two scripts. Right. R. Right? This is a H. I read shelter H as in home. This is twisted flats. You see it in the other two scripts. Emphatic H, like ha. This is another H, placenta. You see it in the other two scripts. This is pronounced K. Then you have the animal belly with teeth. You see it in the other two scripts here that we mentioned before. And it's a K. Then we have the doorbolt, which is S as in C. Then you have the folded cloth, which is an S, same as above. Then we have a pool of water, which is sh, as in she. Then you have a K in the scripts. It's a hill slope. No, it's pronounced Q as in quaff. This here is a basket. This is the phonetic K, right? Then we have a stand for a jar. You see it in the three different languages. The IPA symbol is a G, G as in go. This here is a half loaf. You see it in the other two scripts. It's a T, T as in talk. Then you have, this is the tethering rope. You see it here. This also represents the IPA symbol is a T, but it's pronounced ch as in choose. You have a hand. You see it in all three scripts. It's D as in door. You have the snake. See it in the other two scripts. It's Dej as in judge. Then you have some later forms. This is like a kind of a lasso. This is an O. This would be a W. This represents an L. This would be a G. This is an N. This is a T. And this is an M. Observation. A few symbols represent whole words. For example, this is a reed leaf here. On I, it can represent first person singular I, me, my. Rarely inscription. And then you have the K here. Cable, second person. You, your, yours. Then you have the cha again, second person singular. Could be you, your, yours. Then you have the M again. Right? 1 in, 2 by means of, 3 form out of. Then you have the N again. Number 1 is to, from, in the sense of dative. And then number 2. To as in direction, only to persons. And then you have the R, to, into, towards, direction of things, in respect of. Right? Let's go a little bit further. Well, these are the bilaterals. Bilaterals are those phonograms that represent two consonantal sounds. The language consists approximately 120 of these phonograms, and which the most frequently used must be memorized. So I'm not going to go too deep into that at the moment because I don't want to make the video too long. So I'm going to stop it here, and we can continue with a part 2.